Does the idea of getting 2 cards played for 1 clue excite you? Do you like the idea of pulling a fast one on your teammates? Do you have a plan to slowly drive your friends insane by using phrases like "D's nuts," "got 'em," "dab on 'em," and "bazinga"? You're not alone, and this video, it's for you. Hanabi plays. So there you are, playing your game of Hanabi, when all of a sudden... What was that? They just played a random card from their hand? Yeah, that was what they did. But how did they know to do that? Did some sort of alien implant them with some kind of super kinetic mental powers? Well, not quite. Even though that does look like fun, these players are using a little known convention called the finesse. Let's look at a similar situation. Here, we can see a perfectly normal game of Hanabi, when all of a sudden, a really weird clue comes down. I mean, what's even the point of this? The yellow 4 and 5 aren't playable yet, and worse still, the way this clue was given makes it look like Aluap will try to play that yellow 4 on their turn. Is this just a terrible clue that signals I should find new teammates? Well, not quite. If there's one thing I've learned from life, it's that if you don't know what the problem is probably you. In this situation, Aluap is indeed being told to play their yellow 4, and it's our job to make it playable, or risk the wrath of our teammates. But what card are we supposed to play to make it playable? We know almost nothing about our hand. Well, we can ask ourselves, why now? What has changed about our hand? Our hand is like a flowing river. New cards are brought in from the left, and old ones flow out to the right, washing away with all the turds of nature. That means we probably just drew the yellow 3, and we need to play it immediately so Aluap doesn't bomb. Congratulations, you've just been finessed. Get dabbed on. So that's basically how to give a finesse. When a teammate is clued for a card they can't play yet, you just play your leftmost unclued card.
Nope.
What the? What are my teammates doing? Are you guys out of your minds? What is this garbage clue? Oh, it's oh yeah, I know what that is. Alright, look, I missed it. Geez, you guys don't have to be so mean about it. Yes, I know it comes before finesse. Okay, well, that didn't go so well. Let's talk about something else while I find some backup teammates. Have you ever given a really thick clue that touched your teammate's hand in all the right places, but only to have them play one measly card? They're all scared because they don't know about the other cards, and they look to you to tell them about which ones to play. We could just tell them about exactly what cards they have, but that requires us to use another clue. And considering that clues are rarer than girls being into me, I don't really advise it. Instead, we could use the convention that when we clue a person for a card they can't play, the teammate who sees this happen will look to their hand to see if any of their clued cards could lead to the card that our other teammate was promised. If they do see a card that they think could be a fit, they will play it instead of finessing. Let me show you how it's done. Here, Henry is a little unsure of his yellow card. But once I tell Little Invad to play his yellow 5, I force Henry to play his yellow card or watch the 5 bomb. So going back to that previous situation, my teammates wanted me to play a blue 2. So I should have thought my clued 2 was what I needed to play, since it could have been blue. What the hell was that? Oh, hello. Are you gonna go over 1 away from playable cards and how the cards that they're the cards that, like, you go and they are 1 away from playable? Oh god, what the hell is that? How'd you even get in here? I ventured in from your non-existing YouTube comment section. Anyway, I just wanted to ask if you were gonna talk about reverse finesses in your finesse video. Yeah, sure, I can talk about reverse finesses. Oh, look over there. Someone called a tomato a vegetable. Huh? Plant over is not fruit. Anyway, have you ever seen a juicy prompt, but unfortunately the order's all wrong? Here, if I tell Harsik about his red 3, he'll think it's the next playable red card and try to play it, right? Maybe we could have a big, strong, thick football player go over and tackle him. And by tackle him, I mean get him to do anything else other than play his red cards. Unfortunately, hiring an NFL player to spend quality time with your friends is pretty expensive, so I would at least recommend a washed-up bodybuilder or something like that. However, if you're totally broke like me, it may simply be better to adopt a new convention here. Let's call it the reverse prompt. When I clue Harsik about his red 3, he will look at the clued cards in Aluap's hand and see that the red 2 has already been touched. How curious. Either I have bad touched him, or we're using that fancy new convention and all he needs to do is wait for Aluap to play their red 2. On his turn, he just tells me about a blue card I might need to keep, and Aluap, who has been sweating hoping their teammate doesn't bomb any useful cards, immediately plays their red card, thinking it's red too. Coercing your teammates into playing the cards you want them to. Is there anything more, Hanabi? Wait, what is this clue then? My 4 and 5 can't make a purple 2 playable. What card am I supposed to play here? When faced with a dilemma like this, sometimes I like to ask myself the big questions in life. Was there anything before the Big Bang? Is 4 inches enough? Should I make an OnlyFans? And normally at some point in my meandering digression, it occurs to me to simply YOLO and play my front card. You see, whenever we need to blind play a card and we aren't sure what card we need to play, we can just hashtag YOLO and play the leftmost unclued card in our hand. Hashtag YOLOing in this way tells our teammates that we have big balls and that we thought we were being finessed. Now you might ask yourself, how did Aluap know not to play their clued 2? Well, they saw that on my finesse was a 1. Thus, they thought that maybe Anti-Toharsik was using the reverse bazinga, or the reverse finesse as we also call it. That means that they were actually clued for the card which came after the card on my finesse. On their turn, they simply discarded a card, not seeing anything interesting to do, and looked to me to indicate if it was indeed a reverse finesse. Well, that's pretty much how to finesse your teammates. Remember to always look for prompts before you finesse. And if you're not sure which card you should prompt, always pick the leftmost one in your hand. You can issue prompts in the forward and reverse direction. Plus, you can also issue the reverse reverse finesses by cluing the person who comes after you. Well, that's pretty much it for me. Now watch us yeet these cards.
Nice. Another one.